Hello, everybody. It's Bugsy Prime here. You're probably wondering, Prime, what are you guys gonna get back to regular videos? Soon. Wait until this month. Uh, freaking leverages away, and we'll be back to our usual shenanigans and various new things that are coming onto the channel that we can implement this month and will next month. But I'm not here for that. I'm here for another episode of me pointing out the stupidity. And ooh, yes. What I have is something that's what happens when a fan writer becomes a legit writer. And for a while, fans love him. He gets a big ass ego, and he can't even take criticism. I mean, of course, Ian Flynn. Now, listen. Like, everybody's been going fire Flynn because of what he's been doing and saying. And we here at the Big Three Box Network, we don't like him either or his team because they keep on spewing their own little fucking hateful political rhetoric. And the Big Three Box Network is in the business of entertaining people with my wild adventures and various other things around here. But we are not in the business of spewing out political diatribes and pretending like we know more than we do. We're just here for entertainment. But Ian Flynn and his as a certain some as I call them the the IDW Sonic Brain Trust can't take criticism to the point where they're running, they're hiding. Ian Flynn's blocking anybody who has Fire Flynn in their little username. It's funny. And you can't take criticism. You block people. You can't see. The thing is, we're adults, right? Like all of us are adults. I'm like, yeah. Let's just say, yeah, no, I'm a little bit on the youngish, oldish side. Meaning I'm a 20-something. But the thing is, the thing is that I think that this whole fucking thing is stupid. I think this whole fucking thing with Ian Flynn is stupid, but mostly on his side. Because he's the kind of writer that sicked a whole bunch of freaking fans on people. And I don't care if any of you Ian Flynn lovers love the man. Sicking a whole bunch of fans on critics and people that don't like his stuff. I don't care what you all believe. I don't care what you all think. That's not an okay thing. Crowding everybody and having everybody attack one person because I don't like their criticism. Listen, when you're an artist or a creative type, you deal with criticism. Hell, I basically went on, this YouTube channel, and I'm gonna get a little real with you guys for a minute. I'm gonna shred my persona for a minute. I started this YouTube channel because the basic idea when I was a stupid teenager, stupid kid, was the fact that I wanted to get famous. But as the years grew by, you guys know I wanted to do more than just entertain. And yes, I was met with a lot of criticism. But the thing about me is, it took me a while to see it, but I took some of the criticism to heart. To actual heart. While Ian just goes, yes, you guys can't make fun of my writing, even if it is a piss poor it's a piss poor imitation of fucking Archie Sonic. And I'm not hating anybody who likes it. Now, if y'all like it, fine. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you this. But the way I just hate how these semi famous people, these semi celebrities, treat themselves with so much unprofessionalism. It makes you not want to buy anything. Okay, let me give you an example. And no, we will not be talking about Vic Mignogna or Kick Vic. But yeah, the Funimation voice casts are big outliers on this. But we're not gonna talk about them. No, no, no. We're gonna talk about one dude that was getting asked constantly is Hannah. One of the people that were in Gears for Breakfast being constantly asked about having time, and literally because everybody kept asking him and he got a little bit frustrated. He pissed off a few people and one person who really wanted to get the game, but now doesn't want to get the game out of principle. Because when you're a part of a company, when you're a part of a brand, you're supposed to uphold that brand. And I'm not saying y'all I'm not saying get a desk job, kids. I'm saying if you're a part of a brand, you're supposed to uphold that brand and not try to be so unprofessional. The Funimation cast, I don't even have to say it. They're being unprofessional. You know, they should not try to be attacking their fans the way they are, but they are. The IDW writers, they can say whatever the fuck they want without being the threat of fired because they're so wanted. Being Ian Flynn's the one that made the Sonic. Being IDW's thing is they made Ian Flynn made the Archie Sonic comics good, and even looking back on it, some of the later issues of Archie Sonic, yeah, were kind of bad. Bad, but not unreadable. And now we know that Ian Flynn could totally use the Freedom Fighters whenever the fuck he wanted, but doesn't want to use them probably because he wants to start fresh and because he doesn't want it. He doesn't want to carry the baggage of what the Archie Sonic comics had. That's what I believe. I think it's stupid that Ian Flynn doesn't want to get the Freedom Fighters in, but is okay with lifting various plot points from the Archie comic books. Like I ain't a person that's gonna sit here and tell you. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I'm right and you're wrong. But I'm gonna say this. I've seen like a whole bunch of fans defend him blindly. And that's the kind of fans I hate. The people who defend people blindly when they do something. Sure. And sure. Sure, these fans are perfectly within their right, but when they flap their gums off and not know why we're all angry, or do and just don't really give a fuck because they think Ian Flynn can do no wrong, let me just say one thing. That's a very unhealthy mindset to have. If you can't think that a person can do no wrong, it's gonna be fucked up when that person does wrong and you have to sit there and think about it. Trust me, I know. I've been like that. I've been like that before, and I know how that is. But people blindly defend him, and all I gotta say is, have fun with that. When he does something wrong, I want to see what happens when you all try to defend him. Then, what will you guys do then? But literally, Ian Flynn is like even blocking people who he rarely even talks to. I looked at Zealous Fox's Twitter, and he said, "Yeah, Ian Flynn blocked them out of blue, and they rarely talked." But Ian Flynn can't take no fucking criticism. You know, again, I just feel like Ian Flynn himself is just being stupid because when you're a creative type, you're gonna take criticism. People are gonna hate you. People are not gonna like what you're doing, especially if you're doing stuff with characters people love. People are always gonna have resistance towards you. I remember back in the day, me and the me and the yellow, me and well, just me. I'm gonna actually just stop being. I'm just gonna just be myself for this part. I remember when I did a video in character as Bugsy Prime and as on Sakamaru, and though just having them kind of saying, okay, let's have Ian Flynn, maybe it won't be so bad. It wasn't really bad at first, but I really started paying attention when they started doing the IDW stuff. The way they're basically spouting out their political beliefs, like they're on Fox News. The very, basically Jonathan H. Gray calling everybody homophobic, xenophobic Nazis, and just other people in that whole creative circle, just proving that if this was an actual desk job, where if this was a company that gave a damn, they'd all be fired, or at least there'd be a suspension without pay kind of thing going on. I personally, when I think of Ian Flynn, I gave the man a chance. I gave him a shot, and even back then, I just didn't see what was so wrong with his stories. They all served narrative purposes, but when I really started to see the fact that Nicole, and when I heard that Ian was really truly planning for Nicole and Sally being gay, meaning that we would never see Sally and Sonic together, it sort of rubbed me the wrong way, especially when I was reading the Sonic Universe thing and knowing what I knew. I was like, no, no, Ian's joking. He can't be serious. He's not gonna do that. He's not gonna shaft the Sonic Alley fans. But I think if the comic would have continued, we'd have gone down that route. It sucks. It sucks, people. But it is. I think that was gonna happen. Because what is the one thing that you doesn't like? The he basically shown if you, in his Bumblecast, he's basically shown that he doesn't really like the pairing so much. With IDW Sonic being as loose yet tight as it is, he doesn't have to focus on characters being paired up. He can just do whatever the hell he wants because now he's like head writer. But even though, but even still, I still think that pairings were important to the comic. It gave Sonic's world. Even though Sonic got with every other chick, it gave Sonic a little bit more realism to himself. Not like hyper realistic stuff, but realistically, because Sonic is a teenager in the comic, it really showed that Sonic actually had more of a believability to him because he's a teenager, and when we were teenagers, and don't deny this, some of us hopped to relationship to relationship. Probably not me, but I know a few friends that did. And Sonic did have some rough patches with Sally to the point where they kind of split up for a minute and then came back. And then the slap happened, which never needed to happen thanks to Jonathan H. Gray. Carl Bollers didn't plan for it. And for a while, we all blamed Carl Bollers for what happened. When it was really Jonathan H. Gray who did it. But you're probably wondering to yourself, Bugsy, did you read any of the comics lately? Yes, with maybe a few good moments in the IDW run currently, with Eggman being super fucking evil for once. Everything else up to that point was very, very, very mediocre. And I say that because other than a few issues, it really doesn't capture my interest. RG Sonic Online captures my interest because we got people who know what the fans really want. And we're getting what we want. Heck, you saw me do a let's read on freaking Knuckles the Endangered Species. And I praised it. I literally praised it. I literally praised it for what it was doing because it gave us the Sonic we all wanted. Not what Ian Flynn thinks we want. Sure, it's a new world. It's the same batch of characters with some new little additions. And sure, I could be like, it's not that bad, but but Ian's writing really does echo. I took this from some of the Archie plots, and that's kind of why. And that's kind of why I took this from the Archie Sonic comics and I made it worse. And I can say whatever I want because people love me. While the rest of my haters will always get blocked because, and maybe he's actually trying chain blocking, which could be a thing. Although I haven't really seen Ian Flynn's Twitter. So since I'm since I'm since I follow Zealous, maybe actually doing chain blocking. Let's take a look, shall we? Now, he probably didn't, and I'm probably just overthinking this, but let us take a look. Give me a minute, folks. I need to see this. Now listen. I want you all to know that if you're a creative type, like so many of us, don't be like Ian Flynn. Just don't look like Ian Flynn, please. I mean, don't do what Ian Flynn does. Take your criticism like a respect. Take your criticism with stride, because guys, even the best of us need someone to say, "Hey, you could have done this better," or "Hey, you could add this," or "Hey, work on this a little bit." Sure, sometimes people can use the guys of criticism to act like a dick, but other times it can be really genuine because all the people really want you to be is genuine. all people really want you to be is better than what you have currently. And the thing about Ian Flynn, he could become better. He could. He literally could. But he won't do it. And let's see. Let's see. No, but then again, I didn't follow him, so he didn't really chain block me. I just had to see. But honestly, don't be like Ian Flynn. Take your criticism and use it. Critics are not the enemy. The only enemy when it comes to you creating something is yourself. Because if you think your work is good and it doesn't need improvement, then you are a fool. You're a fool for thinking that everybody's gonna like your shit just because, and that your stuff has no flaws. You gotta understand that there are flaws to your work. Sometimes there'll always be flaws, and sometimes you just gotta fix them. And if someone points it out to you, don't be a fucking tool about it and block them and get all angry and aggro. You deal with it. And if you're an adult, you take it and you deal with it, because why the fuck are you on the internet? You know, we don't like the way I see it is I see a bunch of YouTubers that can't take criticism. I see a bunch of fans that can't take criticism. I see grown ass adults on like just in real life just sitting there going, "You can critique me because blah blah blah." But if you're working on this and this and this and it's still kind of a piss poor product, don't you think you should change it? You know that phrase, everybody's a critic? It applies. Because we can critique. We can critique. We can judge what we read, play, or watch. And if some people say, "Oh, this could have been better," or if someone says this could have been better, or this could have been touched up, or this was kind of bad, you could fix this. Take the criticism, and move forward with what you're creating. I have to give a I have to give a big old shout out to a guy named Ponyboy on the Neptunia Amino. If it wasn't for him telling me what I needed to fix for online game guys, then I don't think it would be as good as I'm making it out now. I'm trying to tighten up various things, and I'm trying to work on various things to make online gaming guys something that anybody can enjoy and pick up. Even if you're not a Neptunia fan, I you know because people are critiquing me and being honest, I can make what I'm making the best it can be. Do I think Ian Flynn needs to be fired? Oh hell yes, for a lot of different reasons. And he can block me because I don't fucking care. But I do feel it's important, if you create, if you make a video, if you do art, if you write something, if you're making a fan film, you should just let you should just take the criticism as it comes and use it. Use it as a lesson. Learn from it and make something even better than what you made before. Because not all of us critics want to fucking kill you all. We're just here to help you. That's what critiquing is. That's what criticism is. It's here to help, not to hurt. And you all need to realize that. Instead of some of you having your heads up your ass, you need to think. Sure, this was originally a Bugsy Prime video, but I'm just gonna make this into a real talk with Bugsy No Name, because people not dealing with criticism is something that I feel like a lot of people face, but they don't know how to deal with it. Either because they just feel like everybody's a hater and hating on them, and then when someone's actually being legit and trying to help them, they don't see it as that. They just see it as people trying to bring them down. But if you make stories, if you do, like I said, if you do any of what I just said earlier, you're not free from criticism. People are gonna critique you. And are you gonna run like a scared child because someone dare talk about your freaking your freaking web series? No. You use that criticism and you make something better. Or if you haven't, or if your web show or your art or whatever isn't done yet, you use that criticism and you make it better. You know, Afro Senju was actually made a video talking about how Dragon Ball, the new Dragon Ball Z game Kakarot had some problems, and no doubt, I believe the people who are working on the game are listening to him because they're taking that criticism in so they can make a good game and get the money they need for the game. Because if you can make your fans happy, or even people who don't even like your stuff, and actually make them into fans, you did something good. You did something right. You did something that some people try to do but fail to do exponentially. You ha- but people, YouTubers, artists, creators, you can't be afraid of it. You can't, especially if you are adults. Now, the teenagers and the kids, I'm not really talking to them. They're gonna figure it out in time. But you all, the 20 somethings, the 30 somethings, the 40 somethings, you all need to take criticism as it is. You need to learn to use it, utilize it, and make something better. Instead of just whining and complaining that some dude just spent like a 20-minute video critiquing all of you. You guys, some of you are very creative and you don't know it. You can be, you can be, you can be truly great. But you know what holds you back? For some of you, it's your egos. For a lot of you, it's the fact that you think everybody's trying to hate on you just for critiquing. You need to learn that critics are not your enemy when making something. It's you yourself. It's your ego. It's just basically you stopping yourself. Because once you shed away your ego for a bit and actually think, oh, okay, maybe I could make this tighter. Maybe I could make this scene flow a little bit better. Maybe I could redo this line in the face so it doesn't look so janky. Maybe you need to start asking yourself, maybe I can fix this. Maybe I can make this a little bit better. And I'm not saying overly please your fans. So you can't be creative on your own or do something original. I'm not saying that. I say give the fans what they want, but but do it in a way that makes sense to you. Because if I listen to the Neptunian fans on Reddit, you really think I'd be making my Neptunian fan series? Or if you really think I would have listened to some of the people who really didn't like the idea of Sonic Freedom Fighters, would you really think I'd be developing it now? Because folks like me are always going to keep on pushing, and we'll try to push others to do the same. We're not gonna we're not going to we're not I'm not gonna try and force you all to just just take my way of thinking. But you need to at least consider it for some of you. Ian Flynn, you can be talented. You actually got it in you. But since you don't want to take criticism, and since all your fucking creative team thinks all of us are trying to bring you guys down when you could just try a little harder, yeah, I think you need to be fired. But not only that, I think you need to reevaluate what it is that made you into a writer. What made you into the person you are now. You need to think about that. And your crew, they need to think about that too. But hey, I'm just a guy on the internet who's dealt with criticism, and a bunch of people not liking what I make. What do I know? I've only been around YouTube for 10 years. What do I really know? I know you didn't want my advice. You didn't ask for it. You didn't need it. But I'm going to say it anyway. Because that is basically what I do on this channel. When I'm not being goofy or in character. That's the person I am. To try and help people. Even if some of you don't want to listen to me. That's the me. That's the me that's the me I let out when I'm doing videos like this. The real me. Not the me who's a chaos lord and likes to make his jokes, because I do make jokes. But the guy who wants to see people do better than what they've been doing. Sure, Ian Flynn and his little team are probably going to think I'm trying to attack them and, oh, I want him to be fired because I'm just that vindictive and whatever. But no. I wish the man could better himself. I wish he could act like a better human being instead of just trying to have everybody, have fans that don't like him and critics that don't like him get attacked by his rabid fans because they say he can't do no wrong. And to me, that's fucking stupid. But hey, again, just one dude on the internet. What do I know? But yeah, I say fire Flynn. And while we're at it, let's get a whole new creative team for this book. That's what I think. But hey, that's all the words of wisdom I'm able to pull out for one night. And guys, don't worry, we'll get back to our regular schedule next month with all the wackiness, chicanery, and lore that you all know from this channel. I love you guys. Be smart. Use them. Use those. Use those brains that you developed over the course of your lifetime, and actually use them to do something. And use them to do something positive. Because the world's been dealing with a whole bunch of negative. I feel us YouTubers can really do something a little bit more positive than what we've been doing. Peace, everybody. I'm Bugsy. Remember, just remember, peace, and always keep being creative. Push the boundaries. Work under limitations. See how far you can get. Bugsy, Bugsy No Name, out.